What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. A lot of talk about stock market being overextended, overvalued, especially Nvidia. Has it gone too far, too fast, too much? I'm gonna go over this video and explain to you why I still believe the S&P 500 and the general market has some room to run and room to go, and where I think it's actually going to end up. So this is the current chart for the S&P 500. This is where we are today. This line represents the beginning of the year. This is the end of the year. This is a 10% gain from the beginning of the year. Right now, we are sitting at just under that. We're at around, I'd say, 8%. My assumption is going to be 15 to 25%. That is where I think it's going to end up. Through historical returns, where it is at now. We're in a presidential election year. I do believe that the stock market is going to push up. Now, there could be a couple of things that could happen throughout the year that can make things, unforeseen circumstances. But if business continues to go the way it is, if the economy continues to stay strong, I believe the stock market, and especially behind the AI crave and everything, it's not just a craze, it's not just a phase. I mean, it's for real. And Nvidia is going to be profiting and doing very well for a while off that, and so will other chips and other companies. So I just think that the S&P 500 has at least another 10 or so, up to maybe 20% to grow from here where it is. Obviously, when you're looking at like a 30% for the 2024, that would be a pretty dramatic. I mean, it's on that pace right now, right? You'd say, yeah, it's sitting at the 30%. If it stays on this exact path and pace, we're looking at a 30%. Things are going to happen. There's going to be those months where things go down, or it stabilizes, or just kind of just goes flat. But when you look at it, this is my target range, where I truly believe the stock market is going to end. I'm going to keep this exactly how it is for the whole year, and I'm going to watch this as it goes throughout the year. And my belief is that it will fall between the 15 and 25% at the end of the year. Another reason why I believe the S&P 500 and the market itself is going to grow throughout time is just looking at the historical returns. You can see that we've had a couple bad years. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? I mean, that's the tech bubble. We all know about that. I mean, even in this is a great financial crisis. Most of us know about that as well. These other one, this was, I mean, that was a zero. I don't even know if we can call that a positive or a negative. This the same, right? Not much, but still in the negative. 2018, at the very end of the year, there was a huge crash, from Bitcoin and everything, all the semiconductors. It was just a big crash. And in some of these years, we actually had some decent corrections. In 2015, 2011, we had, and that's why 2011's at zero, but we had some corrections, and yet we still ended up positive or barely negative for those years. And we're coming off, we had a positive year last year, but 2022 was a pretty bad year. So I just don't see it going in the negative, not even just this year, for many years to come, or at least the next 2 or 3. Of course, things happen, right? There could be a war, it could be another, I don't think there'll ever be another COVID, but there could be stuff that happens, of course. So yeah, I do believe that the S&P 500 and the overall market has room to run from here. Is it going to be as good? Are we going to hit that 24%? It's possible. I mean, if you look at these 3 years in a row, 28, 16, 26, it's possible. But even if the S&P grows and it does double the gains that it did already year to date, that would still be a 15% gain. So I think it's very plausible that it will happen. I actually do that. That is just my assumption. I'm saying 15 to 25% on the S&P 500 end of year. That is my call. That puts it between 5,500 and 5,900, a little bit more than that. So that's where I'm going with my call, and we'll see what happens. Don't forget to earn it, save it, and invest it.